We're only 2 weeks behind. The stars have aligned, and we're gonna plant some dang corn today. Not a good start. Dad's pulling the conveyor over, load this sucker up with corn. We're gonna plant 160 acres today. And if it goes real good, I'm sure Dad will plant some more. I'll get a little bit more. So we're gonna head to the field. It's only about 1.5 miles away, and hopefully things just get working and we can get planting. It's a little blue in the west, but apparently it's not supposed to start raining until about 8 p.m. today, and we might actually get over 1 inch. Just a note for you fellow farmers, your first field, you maybe want to do it not by a major highway. That way people don't see your mess ups. Always got a few kinks to work out on the first one. Oh, pulling in. Here we go. Now this is going to take a few moments.
A few moments later.
That's a better start than when I messed with it the other day. When's the last time that's been used?
The tank?
Yeah.
Been a while.
Brian wanted it deeper in. Little too deep.
This is the screen that I watch. It's got our population setting. It's got how much down pressure on our gauge wheels. You don't want that to be 100% all the time. You want it to be able to come off there once in a while. Otherwise you might have it too far down, too much pressure. Singulation, that, you know, you don't just want the population, but you also want it to be spaced properly to utilize the moisture the best. You can see the gauge wheels came off 100%, so that's about where we want to be. Where our row cleaners are set for down pressure, that's the little spiked wheels in front. All they're doing is throwing, you know, some trash out of the way, be able to get the seed down in clean dirt without a corn stalk or something making the depth be less than ideal. So it throws that junk out of the way. Here it shows that I've got it on auto track. Here it shows that I'm right on the line and it's not varying any from it. I'm coming up to the end. I've got to turn around now. So as I turn, I just push the resume button, which gets the auto steer locked back in. Let the planter back down, and we're off and running again. That's it can be kind of hectic first few fields. We can change the row cleaners on the go. Whoops. I hit a, hit a bump and pushed a button. Anyway, if I want to use the markers, I got left and right here. I've got it in manual mode because I not very often need to use them, so I can just click one of them if I want the left or the right, and then I go over here to my second hydraulic to and I can move my marker. Watch, I'll push number 2 and you can see the marker. If I didn't have auto steer, I'd be using these to mark where I drive next, and I would follow that line that disc on the end of that marker makes. I did that many years in my life until the point where we got auto steer, and I don't have to do that anymore most days. Occasionally we'll get where we can't, a tower is acting up or something and we can't get our signal, so I might use markers for a while. Or if it's a field with a crooked edge or something like that. Most of the time anymore I don't need markers, but I sure like having them there. Some people order planters without markers anymore, which is fine until you get a situation where, you know, your signal is being blocked and you can't pick it up, or service isn't available, or your contract expired, or whatever. So we do have to pay for that service. It's about $600 a year for each one of these that you have. So yeah, that's how they get you.
So it seems like we got that planter going. Pretty much worked just like it should have right away. We're having issues just because we forgot a couple steps. There's so many things you got to remember. So the CDAS right now isn't gonna do that whole field, so I'm gonna have to load that pallet up with the bags, throw it in the back of my pickup, the 98 Chevy. So this is in the way. Not only that, we got 2 used semi tires in the back of the 98 that I got to throw off. Nothing like $300 bags of seed hanging off the back end of a pickup. We might actually get an entire inch of rain tonight. Definitely excited about that. And it's got Dad talking, wouldn't you believe it, about doing another 80 after he finishes his quarter. So he's going to be working kind of later into the night. We're going to keep him rolling. But what am I going to do now? We're going to have some fun. We're going to wind up some wire. The last 2 days I've taken off, well, me and Dad have taken off about 2 miles of fence staples. And so we got wires laying on the ground. And you know, I got a little free time since we got most of our field work done ahead of, you know, the ground warming up. The sun's just trying to poke out. That's a good feeling. You cows be good now. I guess I wasn't prepared. Done. It's a little past lunchtime, so we'll wind this next one up, make some food, bring some to Dad, and see how he's coming.
So Cole and I got the planter kind of the way we wanted it, and he went on to roll up some barbed wire, I think, and I'm planting the first field of the year. We'll see if I get this done, what time it is, and maybe I'll do some more today yet. Pretty good chance of rain the next 3 days. Just got kind of fit yesterday. A few guys started. A little scary because it's Saturday, and if something wouldn't work right and we couldn't figure it out, it's hard to get a technician out here, or a mechanic, on a Saturday. But in season, they're pretty good about it. That 3 inches soaked right in. It's about perfect conditions. We can do every bit of the field. There's 2 dark spots in the field that it was a little muddy, but I planted right through it, and it was a small area, so it's not a big deal. This field, the fertilizer got put down and got rained on, so we feel like it's got a lot of potential this year. So we're going to go ahead and get this one in, and then we'll come back later and top dress some more fertilizer over the top. I've got a high-speed planter. I don't go as fast as I could. I don't farm a lot, but I am going 7.5 miles an hour, which it does speed up planting. Really windy out here again, but I just wanted to show you. These are the row cleaners. They throw this trash out of the way so the seed's got a clean spot. This is your disc opener. There's 2 of them. It spreads the soil, cuts a slot like that for the seed to go in. And these are your gauge wheels, which by setting them with this lever here, it keeps this at the same depth all the time for your seed placement. And then after the slot's open and the seed falls in the slot, these close the wheel so the seed's covered up. There you go.
All of a sudden, just like that, it's sleeveless weather. The docket for lunch today, we got some brisket left over from bull day, some corn, duh, we're planting corn, gotta be eating it, and then a Hershey's bar to wash it down in nice ice cold water.
Is this on?
Yeah.
They're not eating like a werewolf then.
Gotta let the people know that I can plant.
Oh.
Otherwise they say, Daddy, don't let him plant.
Andy can
I microwaved all that food you're eating. So I told Dad this story already, but I was in the feed wagon tractor the other day and I got a phone call. This lady is the one calling me. She says, hey, I left a head of lettuce somewhere. I'm coming to pick it up. Do you know where it is? And I said, excuse me? And she said, I left a head of lettuce there. I said, I think you got the wrong number, ma'am. And she says, well, who am I calling? And I was like, you tell me. Like, I don't know why she was giving me attitude. She called me, you know? And so I get this pretty often, actually. My phone number is pretty close to a local business out here. And I said, try switching this one number. And she said, oh, okay. Well, then 5 seconds later, I get another call. Hey, you got my head of lettuce? I left it somewhere. And I said, ma'am, you got the wrong number. And she just kept giving me attitude. And I think eventually she quit calling me. So that was nice.
Did you have her lettuce?
I didn't have her lettuce. No.
Got the slide through it.
I see.
We have to get closer.
Dad's trying to eat, plant, and buy something on an auction by phone.
I'm out. Bye. Yep, thank you.
My fiance won't like this, Dad, but those sunglasses you're wearing were a gift from one of my ex-girlfriends way back. So we got a bit of an issue. It's not that big of a deal, it's just an annoyance. The blinkers keep coming on, and then so it just beeps, if you can hear that. So then if we turn the opposite blinker on, they both blink, but there's no beep, so that's kind of a win.
Silence.
And when I first started noticing it doing that, I had recently pressure washed the tractor off, so I wonder if some water got somewhere, and now we got issues.
Meanwhile, I asked Cole to bring me my sunglasses and told me where these were in the tractor, so I look like a 60-year-old trying to be a 15-year-old.
after I get Dad the seed he needs in about an hour or so, we're gonna come over here with the VT and do some tillage. Since we got some rain coming and the soil is a little bit cold, we'll warm it up. Plus there's a lot of cow pies out here because we graze these stocks. This might be why my gator isn't driving very fast. Hold on, little buddies. Not much field left. He only has about 2 passes left in that field, and then the first field of 2022 is done.
The song of the day is David Bowie, Under Pressure. Under Pressure.
I can see Dad way down there. He's folded up, headed to the next field. He's going right down here, about another mile, and I'm going about 2 miles south and 2 miles east. My phone's saying we got a 100% chance of rain today, starting at 8. It's 4 o'clock right now, so at 8, if it starts raining then, Dad and I will just be finishing up what we got going on. Coming in hot.
I got that first quarter planted. A quarter is a quarter of a section. A section is 640 acres, so a quarter is 160 acres. Now I pulled into this 80 acres. I'm going to try to get it done before rain or dark or whatever, I guess. Got about, probably take 3 hours, something like that. I got to fill a seed once, so it's 3.5 perhaps. Cole went over, he's tilling an 80. He just got started with that too, so we're gonna try and knock a few acres out tonight. This area right up here where the ground is browner colored had reeds growing up in it 2 years ago, and we're able to plant right through it and everything else this year so far. That's about all I got for today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
It's a bit windy back there. Jesus. The wind is dangerous. You must be lost.
Why?
How'd a pretty girl like you end up way out here? What in tarnation? Quite the farm truck you got here.
Thank you.
Looks like Dad just got done and his blinkers are still going. Get the truck home, call it a day. Getting blue over there. Hoping for a rain. Whoa, the big old lightning over there. Have any issues?
Nope.
That's good.
Pretty good for a first day, huh?
Yep. Not too much mud on there.
No.
Considering 7 days ago we got over 3 inches of rain.
Yeah.
And that field I just tilled, you definitely wouldn't think we had 3 inches of rain 7 days ago.
Well, that's good and bad.
Yep, so hopefully we get a rain today. Otherwise we got a good start on planting season, just 2 weeks later than we'd like to. But hope you enjoyed watching. Like to see you next time. Have a good one. Thank you, God. Another 40 hundredths. Yeah.